Machawe samete ochi wasi e kamatai. Masetia achiamate.
Oops. What happened?
Me sawe chawatamake. E sawe chamate. Matea. Matea.
That's weird.
Chima sawe mate.
That's very strange.
Hai. Aishta matikia tamataya mohaya. E chamatia ya sakataya matoi. E samatia ya.
How's it going, everybody? We get Gayatri up here. You know, that's her, also known as Cosmic Weaver. Hello?
Hi, do you see me?
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you. Good to see you. I just shared out to everyone. Let me just pull up what I need to pull up. Those incredible things that you sent yesterday. That was amazing. Oh, having a problem. Well, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, rid of that. Got this pulled up. Gayatri. Gayatri. So what's been going on? I'm a little bit off.
Oh, you tell me. You tell me. It's been crazy. it's been so intense. It's like birthing 100 yous together and going through the labor pain. That's what it feels like every time a wave hits. It's like the contractions that come up when you're just about to give birth, and I'm like, oh God, I need to breathe. I need to breathe. And it's, woof, it's crazy. How's it been with you?
Well, I'm glad you're not. I'm not the only one. I don't know. It's well, it's been intense, and it's not been bad. A lot of I don't know. Today's God, I don't know. I just woke up from a nap, for an hour and a half nap after the first 3 shows, and but even before that, even when I woke up today, I feel like I'm off planet today, but not in a bad way. I just feel like I'm off planet, like I'm in another dimension. I have to say a higher dimension. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like when I wake up, it seems like everything seems like an illusion, and then you've got to get yourself back into this present moment and not know what to do, how to do. Most of the time I'm zoning out, and I've got to just keep deep breathing to ground myself, and I hold on to my shungite all day, grounding myself, because it's my brain is in a rewiring, it seems, because I can feel strange things going through my head. My ears have been partially shut from the past, I think, more than 15, 20 days. And there's high-pitched sounds going in and out. And it's crazy. It's like I wake up and then I go back to sleep because I cannot manage to, just get on with the day. Yeah. And lucky for me, I don't have to go anywhere, so I can manage to just lay in bed, and then sometimes I go back to sleep. And 3 days back, I had an interesting experience. So I woke up with this rush in my stomach, and I woke up and I said, okay, maybe I can get on with the day, but I just could not do anything. I was put back to sleep. It was almost like I had no choice but to go back to sleep. And it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, okay, just let me go back and see what this thing is. Maybe I need to just process it out. Maybe I just need to sleep it out. And the galactics are here. So when I went back to sleep, I saw this, in the clouds, like a spaceship that was blinking. Really? Oh wow, everyone's seeing it, live these days, but I get to see it this way. That's right. It's I say, it's been a long time you showed up. Where have you been? And it was blinking. It was red and blue, lights in the sky, and these 3 orbs, silver orbs, came flying from the spaceship right into me. Wow. And I woke up, and it was around 9:30 in the morning. Wow. And I said, okay, now I know it's going to change again. A lot is going to be changing again, because, to have an experience like this very often shows me that there's major things going to be shifting within my own reality. Yes, of course. And lots happening now. So yeah, it was interesting. And I was going to tell you, I just remember, because I don't want to forget, because I'm off planet. So maybe 4 nights ago, we went to bed and we did our thing. We just hold our hands, and we both started having our individual. We didn't say anything. Her eyes were closed. Mine were closed most of the time, but I started having this mergings with all these multi-dimensional aspects, and the first one was a dragon, which I had seen before already, but it popped up in front of me and started the merging with the dragon, and then everything else came after that. So they're still here, and you're still receiving them, right? You're still getting their communications, right? Uh-oh. Who'd we lose? Was it me or you? Let's see here. Can you hear me?
Somebody send me a message if you can hear us. Okay, let's see. Can anybody hear us? Oh, electronics. Still having problems with electronics. Let me see if I can pull the show back up. I'm not sure who's dropped here. She was having trouble yesterday. Wow, this is weird. Okay, I guess it's her. Let's see what happens. So anyway, she sent me some pictures. 19 people in the house. Hey, I can hear you. Okay. So she sent me some pictures yesterday. Hey, everybody. I'll put on the Zoom link real quick. Wow, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah, it's been on and off. My internet is not doing too good, I guess.
Well, you know, that happened and my phone went out at the same exact time. So it could be the frequencies that were created. I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange. It's not strange anymore, actually. It's just been like this for a long time. It's just too intense now. So every time it's like, oh, just breathe and I can do it. Just breathe and just go through the contraction and it's birthing every day. It's like slowly the labor pains are getting intense and it's birthing new things every day. It's
right. And you know what? The rest, I think, is a big part of it. I'm just pulling your pictures down. Okay. The rest, I think, is a big part of it. The rest isn't, you know, going to sleep, taking naps, resting, seems to be a big part of it. Because I didn't have
resting most of the time.
Yeah. No, I think it's a big part of it.
Sleeping it out.
Yeah, I can tell by my body, right? How much what do you call it? How much transformation physically you're going through, light body, I don't know what you want to call it. But I can tell because, I won't get into particulars, but I can tell by what my body does. And it's been really, really, what am I trying to say? It's been much more obvious to me through physical proof, my body, and it's the way I sweat and a few other things. Over the last 4 days. The last 4 days have been really, really, you know.
Yeah, hot flashes. Hot flashes, and I go blank. You know, it's like my brain just shuts down. I just go blank. I could be doing anything, reading something, watching something, and I go completely blank. And it's like, takes me a few minutes to get back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Even like trying to drive a car or something, you know.
Oh no, I think it's best not to drive a car when these things are happening to you, because
Duncan,
it could be fatal.
Duncan's in the room, and he said, do you experience intense stomach cramps for like the last 2 days?
Stomach rush. It's more like a rush in the stomach.
Yeah. Mine this morning was I was going for a ride with Morgan, and it was in the sacral and the root, and then it went up into my stomach. Yeah, into my stomach area, and it was like, I guess it would be the solar, but it was really, I could feel it in the stomach, and it was like pushing into the heart. I don't know what that was. It was very strange.
Yeah,
it was like
it comes from the stomach right into the heart, and you need to just breathe in and breathe it out. That's why I call it the contractions, because it's like it comes and then you've just got to breathe it out. Exactly like the labor pains. It's like you're just giving birth once again. Hands are itching, soles of the feet itch all the time.
Oh, I've been having that. I've been having the itching on my feet. Yeah, feels weird too. It's not like a regular pins and needles thing. It's like really weird. Like it's from the inside out. I felt that. I think I felt that in my hands too, actually.
Yeah, and my ears are hurt, physically hurt from inside. It's like even when I talk, I have to keep the tone really low because my ears start hurting. And you know what? The funny thing is, I have this some kind of a default setting in me. Anytime it's like anything which is like too serious, or any situation which sort of gets too intense, I just see everything as cartoons.
Cartoons? You cut out, but cartoons? Yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh. Here, I'm going to pull up the... I'm going to pull up a couple of the drawings she did. Hang on, you're going to see this. This is pretty crazy. Wild. Wildly divine. Let's see. Here we go. So check this out. Check this out. She froze again. We might not be able to do the show. She's been having problems. Okay, share photos. Share. So this one she sent for the show. Pretty cool. There's another one. I'm going to open it. Let's see here. Oh, there she is. She's back. Okay, hang on.
Am I on?
Yes, yes, you are. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh, okay, good.
So I was just getting into a couple of these dragons that you sent. And, well, do I have to pull them up? You want me to pull them up in order? Or does it matter?
Yes, please. So
Okay.
I can explain it, because it's been like a step by step.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just want to make sure that we, okay, go over it if you get cut off. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, please, steps, because it sort of came in like one by one, step by step. So
Yeah.
the first one with the dragon, and so this was in dream state, and
This,
I
that was,
wish.
oh, I'm sorry. Was that there's a drag. Is that the first one? That's the first one you sent me. Is that right?
First one, the one with the worlds, the dragon.
This one here?
With the big orbs, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm in the right order. Okay.
Okay, so you have it on the screen? I don't see it.
Oh, you can't see it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm out of it.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, here we go. I got it right here. Hang on.
I can explain what it
got it.
was.
There you go.
So this was in dream state.
Now you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I see this dragon and different worlds. It was like a whole galaxy in and around me and the dragon there. And it was showing me that these worlds are now merging. Everything is going to merge.
Wow.
And this is when it would get really intense. So and we would receive solar body activations, higher heart, solar heart activations, and what else was there? Yeah, so merge into your higher self.
Yeah.
So it was about bringing all of yourselves together and connecting more with your higher self. So that's what I was shown, the worlds merging and higher solar body activations. And the code you see on the head of the dragon, so that was the higher self merging in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
This is what the higher self looked like. It was all swirling, and there was these codes, and they were coming in through the head and into the body, and there was all these worlds that were merging. At first I thought they were orbs. They looked like orbs, but then when it got more clear, it was like different worlds merging in to us, into everything.
Yeah, that spiral and what it does, pretty crazy looking. Wow. And even the one that runs along the bridge of the nose. Yeah,
that's where it's coming in through the eye, and into the heart.
All right. You there?
I
You're
think
still there.
there's a code on the heart center as well.
Let me see. Yeah. Boy.
So, okay, this is on the throat, but then it was going into the heart. That's where I saw it, in the heart.
Well, what's interesting too is you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 planets. Basically, look like planets. Yeah, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. Like this one here, right? Now, is this actually what you see when you're getting these visions? Is this what you see, and you just copy it from memory? I think we lost you again. I've been knocked off 3 times already. Let's see here. Let's go back over here. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, but it is what it is, right? Here, let's try one other one. You got to see this one. This one's trippy. I mean, it's like profound. Okay, here we go. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like half humanoid, half, I don't even know if it's half. It's more like a multi-dimensional hybrid with some dragon, some Lyrian, humanoid, ancient builder, primordial. I don't know. It's pretty trippy though. Okay, we're definitely having some issues here. I think she's back. Can you hear me?
I'm back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just showing them the second one while we were waiting. I just pulled it up on the screen. This one is, to me, is like amazing. It has like, I don't know. It's not just humanoid and dragon. It's also like Lyrian and ancient builder and a blue avian. You know, I don't know. What is this one? How did this one come about? Is that a dragon?
Yeah,
What
this
is
is a dragon. Yes, and once again, so this was like just a few days after I got the first one. This started in my dream state, and I see a dragon, and I see this human face merging. But I think it came about just when I was about to wake up. So I woke up with this vision, and when my eyes were open, sitting on my bed, it was right in front of my face.
Wow.
So I had to take some time to process what was going on here. And I sat down to paint. So while I was painting this, it was very, very intense. I needed some time to even hold my pencil because my hands were shivering. And I started getting this guidance, or say like a telepathic message, that everything that has been going on, you were shown that this is all merging, and that is what you're feeling. So all the physical symptoms are part of that merging. You know, it's like the dizzy spells and the nausea, the headaches and the anxiety everyone's feeling is exactly that. In fact, I had a few people that I've worked with earlier calling and saying that, you know, please help me. I think I'm dying.
Yeah.
There's been panic. There's been people calling and saying, please help me. I think I'm just about to die. And that is exactly what's happening. It's merging, and it's been really intense because we are in between worlds. And the souls are merging. So the souls of the planet, the souls of the humans, everything is just very, very intense right now, and it is all merging. And you've got to consciously work on clearing all of your bodies, and release the fragments. Call in all of your energy bodies and just merge the higher selves of all aspects of yourself, whichever timeline you're on right now. So you consciously just call to all of your soul fragments and just merge it together. And this was all going on while I was painting. And right above my head, while I was getting all this information, there was this dark black cloud that was hanging on my head. And I said, now what is that? And I could see like entities, dark entities in that cloud.
Wow.
And, I could smell it. It was dark, it was heavy, and it had this deep, like a very dingy, mossy kind of a smell. And it was foul. So my immediate reaction was, oh, no, I don't want to see this. I don't want to feel this anymore.
What do you
Why
think
am
it
I
was?
seeing?
What do you think it was, and why was it showing up?
Yeah, so it was like I could see, it was like I could see these demons. It was like the devil, I said, oh shit, I'm seeing the devil here. And I started talking to the dragon that was conveying the message to me. And I said, why, what is all this? Well, I don't want to see this. It's foul. It smells awful. So there was this immediate resistance to it. And the dragon said, no, don't do that. Just feel it. And that is how you will release it. You don't want to experience this.
Yeah.
Don't say, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Just allow yourself to feel it.
Yeah. I agree.
And I was like, okay. So the minute I said, okay, I sort of merged with that dark cloud and that it was like 2-3 entities, but I merged with all of that. So the smell, the heaviness, the denseness of it, the minute I merged with it, I saw on my painting the dragon merged with the human form.
Ah, yes.
And there was like these sparks. It was like fireworks. And everything just transmuted into light. So the dark cloud, the entities, everything collapsed just when I merged with it. And the dragon and the human form, when it all happened together, I don't know how to explain that. Everything was like just coming on to me. Everything merged and it all became just one. Just these sparks of light. That's it.
Wow.
And I could breathe again, because all this time I was like here, I could barely see, I could barely breathe. My vision was blurred. And I said, wow, this is something that they've made me do it while I'm painting it. And this is how you do it.
Yeah.
This is how you do everything that you're experiencing right now. Don't resist it. Don't say, I don't want to feel this. This is bad. This is not good. There is no dark. There is no light. Everything is just one. That's what it was. So just any situation right now, be it physical, emotional, whatever it is that is going on, accept it, acknowledge it as a part of you. And when you merge with it, it means that you have merged the light into that dark. That exists, that is there. It's very much there, but we have it now to transmute anything which does not feel right, anything which does not feel good. Just merge with it, let your light dissolve it, blow it out. That's what happens.
Yeah. The whole, I get that. That really resonates. And I think that even resonates like with human interactions. It's like if we resist, it's not going to go away. You know what? I mean, it's going to come back, or it's going to get bigger or strengthen, or whatever, however you want to put it. But yeah, that's happened to me. I know a couple of times in the last few weeks where I've had these mergings with the non-physical, and before I might say, I'm not interested. You need to go away. But these times I knew I had to do it. And the dragon being one of them, because the dragon's pretty scary. Well, it can be intense, right?
Yeah, but you see, that's what the dragons do. They expel any darkness. They
Yeah.
expel the fear. That's why they are with us right now, showing
Yeah.
us. And I'm amazed at how I'm being made to do it, because once you've done it, you know this is the way. It's like we've always known we need to do this, but when you're made to do it, you know, just there and then,
Yeah.
okay, let's do it now.
Yeah.
Don't sit with it in your head and no, I know how to do it and maybe I'll take care of it later. No, you've just got to do it there and then.
Yeah.
So anything that's coming up, just merge with it, and it will all go. It will not exist. You know, it's the same. Like I said, wow, it's easy to understand. Every time somebody said, you know, darkness does not exist, it's an illusion. It's like walking into a dark room and you switch the light on and there is no darkness. It was always an illusion.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this painting came about. It's like we've just got to merge with anything that feels out of, you know, out of sorts, or whatever it is that you're feeling. Just merge with it and release it.
I think
That's
it's important. It's an important part of this whole oneness thing. I had emerging out on the balcony 2 nights ago, and so I'm looking at the wind and the trees and a horse and the clouds and the ocean, and also the cars in the parking lot out here on the farm. There's like 12 cars out there, and I heard like, okay, are you ready to merge with everything? And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay. So there was no galactics, there was no dragons, there was nothing non-physical or etherical. Everything was anything I could see. And the big message was, it's not just color of the skin differences like red, black, white, yellow, and brown. It's not just that those are all one, but every single thing is one. Do you want to merge with it? And I'm talking the cars, the trees, you know, and everything that was involved there. And it went on for about 30 minutes. But it was it
Wow.
was really interesting. But it was only those things that I could see, although I could see the spirits behind them. Like I could see the nature being or the nature spirit with the trees, or the ancients. You know, I could see the grandfathers, the grandmothers, but pretty much everything. I was just shown that everything was like, well, there was no separation, and that we have the ability to work with all of that energy, no matter what it is. Yeah. So I think that.
Yes. Thank you for reconfirming it to me, because
Yeah.
I know everyone is going through this. It's just that we are all getting it in different ways. So whatever works for you, that's the way it will be presented to you. And
Yeah.
we've just got to do it now. There is no other time to do it.
Yeah, and I think the mergings have a lot to do with it too, because that's like a total acceptance. How did you feel about merging with the entities you were talking about? How did that go for you? I mean, were you hesitant to merge with them? You thought it was the devil and that type of thing? I know you were kidding.
Well,
but
yes, initially when I saw that, I said, this is the devil. These are demonic entities and I don't want to see it. I don't want to experience this. And it smells foul. It feels so dense. I don't want this. And that's when it was instant. It was all very instant. When I said, okay, I can merge with it if that's what you want me to do.
Yeah.
There was no, I didn't question it. I just did it. And it was within seconds that it was gone.
Yeah.
It was all gone. And once it was gone, my vision sort of cleared again. My heartbeat came back to its normal state. I could breathe again. And the other picture that I sent you, the other painting.
Let me see.
So this was like an overlapping experience.
This one.
Yeah.
So this happened
And
right after the other one?
This happened right after everything, you know, like when the sparks went out and everything sort of settled again. So I think it was not more than 5 minutes. At least that's what it seemed like. I'm not sure how long it went on, but it seemed like 5 minutes to me. And this showed up with all these codes, and this was like infinite love and compassion. That's what I started feeling flowing from my heart, actually flowing through all of me. It was like a rain of this love that I've never experienced before. And it was, once again, so much compassion for everything. Everything. It was like it's gone. Anything that I was feeling, resisting, was all gone. And this is when the codes of compassion and infinite love showed up for me. It was like an overlap.
Yeah.
So I had not even finished the earlier painting, the merging one, and this showed up. So it took me a few minutes to understand what was going on there. And then after I finished the first, the second painting with the human and the dragon merging, I took 2 days off, and then I painted this one.
Well, Duncan Alexander said too, right now, he said, the last 3 days I have been experiencing exactly this, darkness asking to merge and a devil appearance. Yeah. I know for me, it's been happening in the human interaction as well as in the ethers. And what I mean by that is, like the human interactions, I'm able to see these situations where somebody might be very shadowed and projecting very loud. I'm not feeling any angst or any discomfort, like on a personal level. I am actually feeling compassion for what I'm seeing. And maybe that has something to do with these mergings where you're having these dark, what would seem to be dark or evil or whatever you want to call it, type of, where we're actually bringing them in and integrating and owning that part of the universe, that part of us. Maybe that's the same thing that's happened with these human interactions, and maybe we'll start moving away from the projections, and the displaced anger and all that stuff that we've had to work through all these years.
Yeah, now that you say that, I get that this is something we agreed upon, that once we would open our hearts, once we agreed to receive the upgrades, and once we started merging with our higher selves, and we fully acknowledge our light, we sort of made an agreement with the dark side that we would help them transmute it through us.
Yeah.
So that's the reason when you're ready, you will be asked to do exactly that, and you will not question it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would question it, because having worked so much on ourselves, we now understand that any instruction we get, any guidance we get, we just go with it. I no longer question anything. I just
because anything we hear, anything we hear at this point, now that we've gotten to this point, can't hurt us, because it's part of us. We've accepted. And remember, I don't know if you remember, but when I got to the island, which is about the time we did our first show together, was about 2 months before you started receiving the dragons. The very first day, well, I stayed in a hotel for 2 nights, and then I went to this lady's house on the north side of the island. And that first day I was with her at her house, I walked down to the lagoon, and I saw this cave. There was an interdimensional cave, which I went back later, it wasn't there. But my point is, in the cave, there was like a reptilian dragon type thing. Because remember, I was seeing all those dragons when I got here, but this was really more reptilian. Now, they may be one and the same thing, I don't know, but it was definitely the message as it was being given to me, that, I'm a reptilian. Like, and the universe was saying to me, what are you going to do? And I thought, well, all I can do. And I just opened my arms up and said, I merge with you. I accept you. And boom, that was it, But I think that's what has to, I think that's what serves us, is how can we be afraid of anything out there? You know, that was all part of what we created, maybe the illusion. I mean, there is nothing going to hurt us. To me, that's that kind of verifies that there's nothing separate from us. So how can anything hurt you if once you reach a certain state of awareness? You know, there's got to be a reason that you're seeing that stuff and merging, and Duncan is too, and I've had it happen. There's got to be a reason for that. If we know
fear is a program that we've subscribed to for too long, and now we need to, you know, finally release it, because there is no fear, there is no darkness, there is no fear, there is just us, and it's all there. And we just pick up things to experience certain things. We, you know, like whatever it is that we're experiencing, we just pick it up in order to experience it. And once you experience it, you've just got to let it go and not get attached to that experience.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's no different than a past life memory or a a connection or communion with some divine essence. What were you just saying? Oh, the thing about yes. What the other thing that resonated that you said was that what we might call, from our old awareness, the reptilian or the darkness or whatever, the part of the arrangement was that we would help that energy to transform. That has come up in the last few days as well. And I know it's come from this show and somebody said this or said that, but I remember distinctly getting that information, like here, like in my, in my mind.
That this information, has it just come in recently, or is it because we are ready to receive it now? That's the reason some of us are getting it now, and maybe some have known it all along, and then there would be the ones that would get it later.
Yeah,
I think we get what we need when we need it. And so this is all just happened for me, and it was not there before. I mean, I've done it in different ways, but not like this. I mean, I've never seen it like this, and I was never made to do it this way. So this is.
It makes sense. It makes sense that there's enough collective awareness that part of that collective is like so many of the things that many have done. They break down the energetic doors. They do it so the next ones will be able to do it easier. And we got to remember too, now it seems like that merging I had 2 nights ago, there was no spaceships, there was no ET Star Family, there was no dragon. Everything was, that's what I heard too. Everything you need is right here. It was almost like everything, all the 5D or the multidimensional stuff has come home now. And now the emphasis is on our own existence and not out there anymore. Like, to me,
it's like all the fragmented parts of our soul are back in us now, and we hold that strength, we hold the light, we hold that courage to expel anything that comes towards us, through us. So it's like, anything that's coming towards you, just allow it to go through you, and it would be transmuted, and it will go out having its own experience, transforming into whatever it needs to be.
Yeah. Huna Mata Kumara Taki Nimarana. I can't get the name right. It's going to come on tomorrow. He's somebody that started messaging me a few days ago. He's out of New Zealand, and says here the dragon councils are populating now. The Sisterhood of the Dragon Council is on Kauai, and they goes on to say that he's meeting them in January of 2020. There's no doubt that the dragon energy has, since we did the first show, end of last year, like October, November, has been, not only is it here, but it's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I believe it does have something to do with with pulling out or facing or merging ultimately or integrating all of those things we were afraid of, don't want to talk about. You know what I mean? I mean, those things that we separated from, thinking that, oh, that's evil and I'm not evil. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Getting all that.
They're very much allowing us to receive the information, then they make sure we get on with it, and they're actually doing everything together. They're bringing the information, they're making us do it, and they're showing us exactly how things are going to be. And the more humans that they can connect to expands the energy. It's like we're building charge for what is to come in 2020. That's what I got, that this is all preparing us for what we are going to experience moving into next year. And it's going to get intense every time. And that would be like the grand finale of some sorts. And then it would, well, nobody knows what we're going to be in after that.
Well, it's definitely looking like that's like that whole thing, the build up to 2020 and even 2020 itself, because of the numerology or the number sequence or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it does look like all the predictions everybody makes. This is going to happen in 10 years. This is going to happen in 15 years. You know, I don't buy any of it, but this 2020 really does feel like we're building up to something. You know.
Yeah, really, and it's exactly what we are doing now is what we will experience with ourselves.
Yeah.
So we will go through all of that and come out on the other side next year into a beyond imagination kind of an expanded states of ourselves, and that's when we allow all of our purpose to fully, you know, I don't know what we're supposed to do with it, but there must be something.
We're going to find out. Valerie Peterman says, remember that we have higher selves on both the light side and the night side. We are being asked to merge all aspects into balance. That's the middle path. That's the center of the tree of life, to pull everything back from the branches to the trunk of the tree. And then Slavika reminds that reptilian races are also evolving and ascending and are also on higher dimensions as well. So, you know, we're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
We're all in this together. A lot of times we think of it just strictly as the color differences of our skin or religions or cultural things, but it's beyond that. It's everything out there. It's not even just what we might call species. It's more than that. Everything's made of the same God substance. That's the big message.
Yeah, when we're out of that's what I was shown, that we will be one with everything. There will be no form as such, and it would all just be like sparks of light. That's what we experience. I've experienced a few times in my meditations, as well as when you reach that stage where there's nothing, there is nothing. It's just this void, and you're part of everything. You're part of that. We're nothing. It's all there. That's it.
Yeah.
We are in the particle of everything. Our consciousness will sort of expand into each and every particle that ever existed.
Yeah. Duncan says the master golden particles of light, and that's what we've seen. We have been seeing that big time since last summer of 2018. Is that, you know, whether it's during Heroskamos or other times, these golden particles of creation come out, and he just said that. So that's here's a question. This is for you. It's from Janie Hodges, our sister, who's always been a big supporter. Thank you, Janie. She says, I wish I could say I have been being bombarded by dragons, but not so much. I only see them if I go into meditation with the intention to connect. Should I tap in with intention? And what are they bringing to the table here? What are they bringing to the party? So I guess that's like two questions. I guess that's
exactly what we discussed here. And yes, you can intentionally ask them to connect with you. You know, I don't see them physically. I see them through my paintings. I don't dream of dragons. I can sort of sense them. So it's more like a clairsentient and clairvoyance mixed kind of a situation. But if I think gets stronger, the connection with the dragons, if you start connecting to the planetary grids, connect to the heart of the earth, connect to the crystalline grid, connect to the ley lines, connect to wherever you are, just connect to the grids of the place and send your energy deep down into the heart of the earth and bring it back into you and just expand it. That's what opened me up to the dragons.
Right.
Before that, I had no clue. So I would suggest that if you do that, it would certainly come up for you in many different ways.
It's good to know. It's good to know. So is there anything, we got a few minutes, is there anything you want to bring in? Anything you want to talk about? Whatever you wish to do, your time. Now you're still doing, and you're still doing one-on-one sessions, right? You do one-on-one sessions?
I do.
And,
I do one-on-one sessions. I do clearing work, and I do activations with the dragons. So if anyone is interested. Well, right now, the only thing I get is everything that we've just discussed is exactly what needed to come out. And everyone needs to know that we are all, no one is alone. We're all taken care of. So any situation, any hardship that is happening right now is something that will help you birth yourself. So just get on with it. That's all.
clean out the closet.
Clean out, come out of the closet. In fact, it's like if you've been scared to do anything, just go out and do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, and you'll be there. I mean, it's like you've arrived. You've been through that door and come out on the other side, and that's what you needed to experience. So a lot of collective fear is being transmuted right now, and you could help by transmuting your own fears. That's when you add to the energy. That's when you add to the expansion, and that's what is needed from everyone right now. That's what they say. Yeah. And anyone struggling with any kind of fear can ask the dragons to assist them. And speaking from my experience, it's like instant. When they come on, it happens instantly.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. That makes sense with our situation over here, with the experiences we've had over the last couple of weeks with them, and with the fears we've walked through. Yeah. So it's
now I'm excited about what's going to come up with the galactics that I just experienced. So
when was this? Oh, you mean on the? Oh yeah. Well, maybe you'll start doing paintings of that.
I don't know as yet, but let's see what happens next.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it next time in a few weeks. That'll be good. Yeah. And let me know if anything starts happening. So
I will. I'll send you a message.
That wouldn't surprise me if that's what starts happening. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, and delighted to speak to you. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gayatri. Bye-bye.